How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Rifles, Rods, and Broads. Langosta, good to see you.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Man, I'm good. We got a good show scheduled tonight.
We are back in studio, and we got a great episode tonight because we're going to be talking about local events, and we have a special guest in house, Rick Vega, who is leading the CWA Orange County Banquet. And Langosta, I've been there the past couple of years. This is the third year. Are you coming with me?
Man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be there.
And tune in because we're going to tell you more.
Right on. Let's do this. What's up, guys? Here we go, JoJo.
How's it? And again, welcome to Rifles, Rods, and Broads. We have a special guest in studio, Rick Vega. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Welcome, Rick.
Glad to be here today.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're super stoked to have you here because we're going to talk about a very special event, and it is the Orange County Banquet for the California Waterfowl Association. And if you don't mind just telling us a little bit more about what's going to be coming on May 16th.
So we're having a fundraiser for California Waterfowl, nonprofit organization. We are a wetland conservation group, hunter advocacy group, and a Second Amendment group. And let me read our mission statement, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Go for it.
California Waterfowl is a 501c3 organization whose mission is to protect the future of waterfowl conservation and hunting in California through advocacy, education, and habitat stewardship. Our vision is a California with abundant waterfowl, vibrant wetlands, and a thriving hunting community.
There we go.
So, most people that are non-hunters and non-fishermen, it's counterintuitive that hunters and fishermen are actually on the forefront of conservation.
Yes.
So it's not something that's widely known. When people think of conservation, like the Sierra Club or whatever the other more non-hunting organizations are. But if you want to talk about organizations that actually raise money for habitat preservation, raise money and capital for the improvement of laws or trying to fight bad laws that go against our hunting and fishing traditions. And really, in many cases, Colorado's having a fight for its life right now as hunting goes. The games department is at complete odds with its board, and they're fighting. They have a lot of internal fighting regarding the best way to manage wildlife and manage wild lands. So the fact that California has an organization like yours, Rick, that's local and is influential and also is impactful because of the money that you raise and the awareness that you raise, that's really cool. So we're pretty excited to talk a little bit about what are some of the things you do and talk about the banquet and what people can expect by going to the banquet.
Right, and we're talking real conservation. So Rick, tell us a little bit about the event that's coming up.
Well, our California Waterfowl event is one of 4 in Southern California. And from, say, Bakersfield all the way up to the Oregon border, there's probably 50 banquets because this waterfowling is more prevalent up there than down here. And we're so spread out. So people that hunt the Worcester Unit or San Jacinto, the public lands that we have, come from basically from LA all the way down to Imperial Valley. So it's this huge area that doesn't have that many hunters. Because whatever the population is in Southern California, which probably two-thirds of the state, probably.
Yeah.
And our hunting population is pretty low down here.
Well, there's definitely a lot more opportunities for waterfowl up north, right? Just because there's more water, there's more ponds and
rice,
more acreage of
rice.
Yeah, you have agricultural lands and stuff like that. So, what are some of the activities that you engage in with the money that you raise from hunters?
Well, we have a youth hunt program.
Mm-hmm.
We have a women's hunt program, and we have the most awesome vet hunt program.
Oh, wow.
Where once you become a member, then we have these lands that were donated, these properties that were donated to us, huge duck clubs, really nice ones that were donated to California Waterfowl. So we have all our programs. We hold events there.
That's amazing.
So as part of the 4 events that go on in Southern California, obviously for us here in Redondo Beach, and we're a part of the Redondo Rod and Gun Club, and we've been kind of on an annual basis now. We're almost past the rookie seasons, and we're becoming veterans of the show in Orange County, right? Yeah. So you tell us where it's going to be and kind of like what people can expect when they come there.
Sure, yeah, we're holding it at Miles Square Golf Course, May 16th, starts at 5 p.m. with cocktails. And then we have games, like one of our games we call the Ducky Dice game. So you roll the dice, and if you get a 1, 2, or 3, we'll give you raffle tickets. But if you get a 7 or an 11, we give you a ticket to win the grand prize.
And what's the prize been in the past?
It's been very popular. We've been using a 105 Yeti
Nice.
full of booze.
Oh, wow.
So it's worth its weight in gold.
It's very popular. Okay.
Worth it.
Well, here instead of a Yeti, my wife got one of those rolling ice cart things. Nice one.
Okay.
And it's going to be, and it's about the same size. Have to be full of booze
Sweet.
and then we're going to probably play another game. My wife won a gun at the Newport dinner. And she donated it back to California Waterfowl. So we're going to play a game and give that away.
All right.
So that's, free game. We call it in a nonprofit game, we call it a free money. So my wife's donating the gun. Whatever we make from that goes straight into the file.
So I'll tell you this, and Langosta, you're going to be coming along with us, as well as Brian, coming up on May 16th in Orange County. And, and Rick, we'll get into more details, but I know you've been a part of the CWA event, and you've actually been leading and organizing the event for at least the past 10 years. As a part of the Redondo Rod and Gun Club, we started going maybe about 3 years ago. Chad is actually one of our members, and he does a lot within the event. I know last year he was running the auction and that type of stuff. But I will tell you, 3 years ago, we started going to the California Waterfowl Association Banquet in Orange County, and you can see up there, kind of on the post,
the misfits.
Those are the misfits. Those are we were in the front tables, but we started off year one. We purchased one of the reserve tables because we were fortunate enough to get at least 8 of our members. And I can tell you, when we went there and we went through the live auction, you guys have a silent auction as well. And as you mentioned, the games that you can play to win and get more raffle tickets, and all of the donations that are collected are going to the CWA. Our presence grew kind of throughout the years. And in year number 1, we were able to purchase 1 reserve table. Last year, Langosta, Rick, because I saw you there, we were up to 2 tables. And this year, we are going to be up to 3 tables at your OC event, and we're excited to be there.
Right.
And the reason why is because there's a couple of reasons, right? The number one key reason is that California Waterfowl Association is a great organization, and following you guys through the social media, through talking with you directly, as well as, you talked about like vet hunts and some of the stuff that you guys do for veterans. Some of our club members are veterans, and they've got to experience some of those hunts in particular and have been successful, and some of the stuff that you guys are doing for them along with the opportunities have just been absolutely fantastic. So if you don't mind covering like some of the things that people can expect when they purchase a ticket to the CWA event here in Orange County.
So first of all, when you buy a ticket for this event, you become a member. Okay. So you'll get your magazine, and that magazine tells you what we do. Okay. It tells you everything, how we spend our money. We talk about our programs, all our hunt programs. We talk about our all the stuff we do in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then as far as, you come to our event, the one thing that we do that no one in the state is doing right now is when you buy a raffle package, you get a gift, a nice gift. This year it's all Yeti, all the
Nice.
which is not cheap. So we hear from Sacramento about that because we're taking away from the profit. But I've been to events, DU events, I've been to other events where guys spend a lot of money on a raffle ticket and they don't win a thing. They don't get anything. Or they get a blind bag or a pair of socks. Or
merino wool though.
Yeah, merino wool. They're the best socks in the world. California Waterfowl is the best socks in the world.
I've got a pair myself.
They're nice. They don't droop. But So yeah, you're going to get a really nice Yeti gift. Just for that's how we tell our people that come to our event how we appreciate their help. So we'll give you a nice gift, and you won't go away empty-handed. But if you do happen to win, you'll win. We deal with mostly quality firearms. Everyone wants a gun, right? Everyone wants to win a gun.
Sure.
So we have the $100 package, which has some okay guns.
Yeah.
And as you go up the ladder to your $1,000 package, you're going to get a really nice gun, probably a Benelli Super Black Eagle 3, really nice. And so and everything in between.
Okay.
Plus our games. And we're doing something new this year, which is actually kind of cool. So somebody had somebody had passed away, and the wife donated all his firearms to California Waterfowl.
Wow.
So because they're used, we can't put them on the rack, but we put them in the silent auction. Okay. And you could buy a gun. It's a used gun, but you could get it at a good deal, because on a silent auction, you could start at $5 and go all the way up the scale.
Sure.
So you might be able to get a decent firearm for $100.
Wow.
And it just so happened, a guy from Bishop dinner comes to our dinner. His name, I don't even tell you his name.
Yeah.
He's a really nice man. So we called me, hey, Rick, I'm buying $2,000 packages. And I go, that's cool. He goes, and if I win a gun, I'm going to donate right back to you. Okay. I said, fine, we'll do something with it. And he goes, I have so many guns, I don't even know what to do with them. And I said, I'll call him John. You know what we're doing at CWA? If you have some guns that you want to get rid of, we'll take them off your hands. We'll give you a fair value as a donation, and we'll give you a donation receipt, and you could use it as tax deduction. We'll take them off your hands legally because we're an FFL. And he goes, really? I go, yeah. And I'm going up to Crawley Lake next week, and I'm going to be in Bishop, and I can pick up those guns if you want. So he goes, oh, okay, well, let me think about it. So he calls me in the middle of the week, and he says, hey, Rick, I'm looking at all my guns. I think I have 1 or 2 guns for you. I go, oh, great. I'll pick them up. Just tell me when to come to your house. I'll pick them up, bring them down. We'll take care of the product. I'll write you a donation receipt, and they're off. He goes, good. I want them off my hands, because I'm never going to use them. He gave us 10 firearms.
Wow.
From ones that he won that are brand new to a 1936 single shot 20 gauge or something. It doesn't even have a serial number on it. That's how old the gun is.
Wow.
So and then Berettas and
wild. So those are going to be part of the silent auction.
So, but 10 guns is too many, so we'll probably do 5 this year and then do 5 next year.
All right. Rick, tell us a little bit about the veteran hunt.
Oh, the vet hunts are really cool. So you just apply. If you're a vet, you're a member, you're a vet. Okay, you go to the vet hunt program. You apply for any of the hunts on any of our properties.
How many do you guys host a year?
Hunts? Probably 8 hunts a year, which is every other weekend, because it's like a 15 weeks, And we, up north, we're looking for a property in Southern California to get donated, but we haven't got there yet. But they can go. Goose Lake is by Bakersfield.
That's not that far, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of our properties. Yeah.
So what area is the property that you have now?
Up there? Yeah. Although we have them all over Suisun Marsh. We have them up in all over up north. I think we have 10 properties.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
And the CWA, if you don't mind kind of going into it, obviously, all the money that's raised goes towards conservation, goes towards making sure that hunters have more opportunity. So in terms of the money that's raised from the Orange County Banquet that's taking place on May 16th, along with everything else that's going on, what are some of the things that the CWA is putting together?
So right now we've been doing projects, $10 million worth of projects in the last 6 years at the Worcester unit. And it's matching funds, so it's our biologist that works on the funding for these projects. He gets it from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. He gets it from NACA, which is North American Wetland Conservation Administration, the state of California, and California Waterfowl.
So what are some of the things that you do to enhance the properties?
Well, they start from scratch, because in the desert, it's really fertile land. Okay, the Imperial Valley, super fertile land. It's what it's call it bottom land because it used to be the river or whatever. It's very fertile, and what happens there is if you don't maintain it, it grows and it gets choked with vegetation. So you have to maintain it, and the only way to do it properly is what the hunters call it moonscaping. They start from scratch. They take everything out. There's an invasive plant down there called salt cedar, which is very hard to kill. And the only way to get rid of it is get a backhoe and take it out by the root. Because if you don't take it out by the root, whatever's left, it's going to come back. And you have to maintain it. And then there's tules. You have to maintain them.
Is that by doing that, how does it enhance the habitat for the animals?
What it does is it brings new growth for one thing, okay?
That's
not invasive because they'll plant food, okay? So when they get choked up like that, a lot of the birds
it suffocates everything.
Yeah,
and it's like a no-go zone anymore.
Yeah. Right now we're doing a project at the Worcester unit, and we're doing one at San Jacinto, which is in Riverside by Lake Paris. Project there. A lot of it also is moving water, because water's so valuable these days.
Oh yeah.
It used to be in a ditch, okay, in the desert, so it evaporates. Okay, that's an issue. The ditches grow plants. Plants drink water. So the Imperial Irrigation District right now, they clean the ditches now. All the irrigation ditches, they clean them because the plants drink water. Well, that affects wildlife because that's where the pheasants used to breed because it was safe. So it was a ditch full of bushes and shit where the pheasants could hide, and the quail. And since they're kind of cleaning the ditches now, the pheasants, it's a non-native bird anyway. So, because back probably in the 70s and 80s, the state of California used to plant pheasants in the Imperial Valley.
So those are the descendants of those birds.
Yes. But that's why Mexicali has pheasants. They crossed the border.
Yeah. They didn't realize they needed a passport.
Yeah, no. So we got illegals going on the other side from here. They're non-native invasive pheasants. So another thing that we do when we do the project, it's water friendly. Instead of ditches, we use pipes to move water so it doesn't evaporate. Mexico wants their part all the way up and down, and it's not snowing like it used to. In Colorado, where the water comes from, and up and plus the water's so valuable that less and less and less water is going into the Salton Sea. Plus we're drier than normal, and so it's drying up.
So although we've had a good couple years, the last couple years have been pretty good, things considered. Consider the last 5. It's been a little
especially when it comes to water.
So how many acres do you guys impact down there, would you say?
Oh gosh, it's in the Imperial Valley. I think the refuge is 20,000 acres.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Then there's also federal property down there too. So, California Waterfowl has worked on the federal properties as well as the state properties.
Yeah. Well, it's all the habitat for them, right? Got what we got. So up north, how many acres are you guys impacting up north?
Oh gosh, a lot, because there's all the state land up there, and then you could apply for private land can apply for help. Like I said, it's matching funds. So if a private landowner wants to enhance his property through California Waterfowl, then he'll pay his portion of it.
That's cool.
But it's still matching funds. It's a wetland thing. So that's another thing about the Worcester unit. It's considered a wetland, so it's going to be hard to go away.
Yeah. I think one of the cool things about California Waterfowl Association, along with a bunch of other associations here in California, is that a lot of people think and wonder how it is that you can help, right? Because we all have day jobs. There's things that we need to do. So in terms of like the banquets and some of the stuff in membership, right? All of this stuff goes towards helping hunters, helping towards conservation, preserving the land, preserving the wetlands, kind of helping it out where it's needed, right?
Yeah. We're as far as a nonprofit, we're 4.5-star nonprofit, meaning that 85% or 90% of our funding goes to projects, and only 15% or so goes to administration.
That's good. So most of the money's getting into the field.
Yeah, that's what it's going on.
So speaking of which, I think that's a good segue. What do you see moving forward the next couple years? Legislative, what are some of the restrictions? What are some of the battles going on for access to these lands for hunting?
Well, That's a good subject, but let me tell you a side story about that. So during duck season at the duck club that I hunt at, my friend Nick goes, dude, there's a lady going to be the new director for the Department of California. She's a, what do you call that? Audubon Society lady. Is going to run the Department of Fish and Wildlife. And he goes, we're screwed. And I go, why? He goes, because those guys are anti-hunters and they're going to run the and I go, really? I go, so I called Mark Henley, who is our lobbyist. I said, Mark, her name is Megan Hartle. So what do you know about Megan? And he goes, because I hear she's an Audubon and it's going to screw everything up. And he goes, no, she's not an anti-hunter and she's into wetland conservation. So she's not a problem at all. She's going to be on our side. We don't have to worry about her. The problem is the legislation in California. That's where our lobbyists are there every day fighting the battle, whatever's coming up next. I can't even keep track of it, to be honest with you. But so whatever's coming up next, and that's not even waterfowl hunting but hunting in generally. Because usually they're not picking on duck hunters. They're picking on all hunters, right?
Yeah, it's either an ammunition thing. It's any number. I guess in many ways, I think most people don't realize this, but the number one threat to wildlife is not hunters at all. It's mostly habitat loss or some type of a massive impact to habitat, right? So that's really a major component where it requires lobbying, because I think people are like, well, what do you need a lobby for? Well, the ducks can't speak for themselves. They can't hire a lawyer on their own. At least we don't really understand. But maybe some people
They don't want to quack around.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you need somebody to advocate for it. And it isn't like, I think when most people see wildlife, they think it's a version of a zoo. And zoos have a good place for education, but to be able to go in the animal's natural habitat, right? And not only hunt them during hunting season, but also participate during the summer on the off season and enjoy that. Like, the idea of sticking a condo in every spot that you can put one, that's where we would be along the coast, right? Because we have a very limited amount of coastline, for example. So somebody's got to advocate for the spaces, and not just have plants, but have a true healthy ecosystem where you've got all sorts of species, including birds and mammals and stuff like that.
Well, wetlands is where a lot of different variety of, not just waterfowl, but other animals.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the Tule elk. It used to come from the San Joaquin Valley.
Yep.
It used to be a huge marsh. The Tule elk came from the marsh.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to, when you get into the world of hunting and fishing and you become a fisherman, an angler, a hunter, you kind of tend to start to realize that all the work that goes into it, right? I think a larger population of California and pretty much the country in general kind of takes it for granted in regard to, hey, you know, if it's a national park, it's always going to be there. But the land that's out there is not just national parks. 100%. It's not just protected lands. There's so much that goes into it that when you really start to dive into the world, you see where the money is. And then you start to begin and realize where the fight is as well, because there's a constant fight. There's so many organizations out there that support hunting, that support fishing, that support conservation, that are doing so many things in terms of government, in terms of lobbying, in terms of getting the overall community involved to save really a precious resource. And if we weren't doing that, then as you mentioned, it could be gone the next day, and who knows what's going to show up there, right? And I think that's one of the things that's just fantastic about America, and it all started with Theodore Roosevelt back in the day in his presidency, when he started kind of creating these laws and these types of things. But there's constant battles.
Yeah, I mean, habitat loss is the number one thing. So are there any ongoing battles up north that involve habitat?
Well, the biggest one was
access?
Well, the biggest one recently was the Klamath Basin, where
tell us about that.
So, I don't know if you want to call it climate change or whatever it is. Something's changing, and they weren't getting water. It's a huge marsh that's dried up.
What part of California?
Northeast California.
So give us the nearest town would be.
Oh gosh,
a big town.
Oh God, I don't even know.
Is it close?
It's right on the border with Oregon.
It's on the border with Oregon.
Yeah,
California.
it's right on the border.
Way up north.
Way up north.
Okay.
Klamath Basin, and water. Water's so valuable.
Yep.
And so the feds quit giving us water to fill up the marsh. So we've been in battle for that, gosh, at least 5 years. And we won a little bit. We got some water.
Yeah. Where's that water fed from?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think it's farm water.
So the agricultural areas that are bumping up against there, they're competing for how much water acres they're going to get.
Yeah, and it's also, but like I said, it doesn't rain or snow like it used to.
Okay.
That's just the fact, whether you believe it or not. Climate change, whatever. But see, I'm not a scientist. I'm a duck hunter.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. The migration is later every year. Back in the day, it was a full moon around Halloween. There was the first migration. Then it was a full moon around Thanksgiving. And then it's the full moon around Christmas. And then it's the full moon in January. And that's the last day. This year, we didn't have any migration until January.
That's amazing.
I was in
3 months late from where it was how many years ago?
20 years ago, probably since when I used to hunt up in Klamath.
Wow.
So
at least 20.
So to take us back, how far you've been into hunting and duck hunting, because you're bringing up seasons and the full moon on Halloween and stuff like that. How long have you been hunting ducks, and how did you get into that?
Well, I'm 70 years old, and I started when I was 12.
Wow.
Good for you.
And my dad was from Mexico. He didn't hunt ducks. He didn't know anything about ducks, but he liked to hunt dove. That's what they hunt, and quail. Okay. But one of our neighbors was a duck hunter. And so my dad and him would go dove hunting. And then we got old enough and we went to the Worcester unit, started duck hunting. My dad didn't like duck hunting. My mom didn't know how to cook it. No one ate it. But Don, his name was Don, and Steve, his son, was my age. Steve didn't like to hunt, and I did. So Don would take me hunting with him. So Don was my mentor. And I grew up in Orange County in Westminster, and there wasn't a whole lot of hunters.
Not a lot of ducks down there either.
No. Well, actually, believe it or not, in Irvine, there's a marshland that used to hunt.
Sure.
Used to hunt till the 70s. And then the Bolsa Chica Wetlands, John Wayne used to hunt there.
Oh, really?
But that's what we were talking about earlier, access to hunting. Even though the marshland's there and it's preserved, you can't hunt there.
So and then hunting, fishing, grew up fishing Lake Irvine and all the Orange County ponds, park ponds where they plant trout.
Right.
And we'd go bait fish. And then when I could start driving, me and my buddies would go to the Sierras or wherever. And then a couple of my buddies and I would go duck hunting. And I'm a duck hunter. I can't explain. I talked to a guy today, as a matter of fact, that he's a duck hunter. He grew up hunting down there I didn't.
What got you hooked?
It's not even the killing or the hunt. It's just the marshland. It's just the place. Because like where I hunt by the Imperial Valley, right? When you drive down there, you go on Highway 111 from Mecca, which is the east or the west end of the Salton Sea, right? By Palm Springs. So as soon as you get along the shoreline of the Salton Sea, it has a certain smell. It's the salt water, the salty water. It's the farmland. It's insecticides, herbicides, whatever.
It's pretty musty. For sure.
Have you been to the Salton Sea before?
Oh, yeah.
It's got an odor to it, right?
For sure.
Yeah. I'm driving down and I hit North Shore, right? And I home. I'm here. And then since I've retired, I've been I want. So I just,
So
what I do
with the delay in migration now, what do you see the impact?
The impact, well, it's just on us, the hunter, because it doesn't impact the duck population because less of them are getting killed, right? So the impact, it's just impacting us. It doesn't impact the waterfowl. They just don't leave. They're still up north. I was in South Dakota in the middle of November, and it was 70 degrees in the afternoon. So what is that? They're middle of November. Most of them should be in California, but no, they're still in Canada.
Wow.
So it's not impacting the wildlife or the waterfowl. It's impacting the hunter.
So do you think eventually we're going to have to move the dates of the seasons?
That's up to the feds. Because people asking me, well, how come we're not changing the date another month? I go, that's up to the feds. It's the U.S. Fish and Wildlife determines that. At the end, the last day of January in the United States, the last day of January is the last day that you can hunt ducks. That's federal. And then they have an extended goose season, which I think adds a couple extra weeks into February.
Do you know if like the CWA in that fight as well? Is that something that the CWA is seeing from the hunter perspective, where like the hunters are being affected in terms of like the migration, where the CWA is kind of like putting some of the fight in that in terms of like the seasons and timelines?
It's not up to us.
Yeah.
The only the thing that we did recently was we added 2 pin. Okay, so there's a northern pintail that's a duck, right?
Yep.
The northern pintail, and the 100-year study, their population was down a certain amount, and we could only get 1 per season. Okay. Because we have our biologists, so we went to battle with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife to get a more pintail limit.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we had 3.
Okay.
So it went up 3 times.
So do you think that was just because they had bad data, or
No, it's not the hunting. We were able to show the U.S. Fish and Wildlife that it wasn't the hunting that impacted the pintail population. It was their breeding grounds in Canada, which is farmland. And because they could now in Canada they could harvest twice. They could grow twice because it doesn't get cold.
right? Because it's not getting cold as early.
So the northern pintail likes to nest a safflower or canola field, and they harvest and they kill the pintail. They're on the nest.
Or the eggs, yeah.
So we were able to prove that the population that comes to California from, let's say, Saskatchewan or whatever province will not be impacted by adding more pintail to our limit. It's a 3-year program. And then after the 3 years, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife will do their study, and then we might have it, the next 3 years. But that's still up to U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Mm-hmm. So it's a migratory bird, like a dove is a migratory bird, and it's all regulated by U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
Okay.
But we have our biologists and science. See, it's game science, okay? It's a science.
Yep.
We count the birds, we count the deer, we count the elk, and we know how many we could take based on surveys at the end of the season. So, like, if you do deer tag in California, you have to
complete the survey.
Yeah, you guys didn't get one. I didn't go, or I got one. Where'd you get it at? Okay, then they count the deer, and then they know how many, because kind of sort of numbers. I'm guessing they know that 10% of deer hunters kill a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's very low. Most people don't realize that.
They based on
compared
surveys
to the thousands of tags they sell.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, that's it. That's game management. Okay, so that mountain has 500 deer on it, 500 bucks. Okay, they say we know that 10%, a healthy population, we can kill 50 of them, right? So what is that? 10% of 500 is 50. So we could sell 500 deer tags.
Yep.
And raise the money for it.
And 500 tags, 10% fill their limit.
Yep.
That's game science.
I mean, you see some of that stuff taking place in California right now, right? With the bear hunting and the bear population, right? In terms of, like, there was a fight a couple of years ago or a few years ago where some groups were organized to kind of eliminate bear hunting in California.
They want to get rid of it completely.
And they were throwing out these false claims that there was only so much bear in California, and the hunting organizations kind of got together and said, "Hey, I'm going to call BS on this, and we're going to really do a better count, a more accurate count, put science behind it." And lo and behold, the hunters and the advocacies
twice
for
as much bears as they thought.
way more than that. And what ended up happening is that these people that were kind of against hunting bears and trying to, like, get rid of bear hunting in California, they left California, and guess where they're at now? They're in Colorado. And look what just happened a couple of weeks ago. Now California residents, based off of the science, are allowed 2 tags per year for bear in California. And it just goes to show that I like 100%. These are we have biologists in the field that know and are so intimate with the land and the game that they're responsible for, that they're providing this information to allow us, as well as the Fish and Wildlife Organization, to really make sound decisions. And this is just a prime example. And the quota hasn't changed. The quota is still the same, but it gives people the opportunity to really control the amount of bears that are here in California. And that's what it's all about, right?
Well, to your point, the bears that have shown up on the local mountains, you can see the ones that have made it on TV. They're really big.
They're huge.
They're big for what you would consider a black bear, a California black bear. Some of those bears look twice the size. Like they're really getting big.
And you watch the way they move too.
They look pretty tubby. I showed you guys the video.
I got 3 pictures because my friend's a bear hunter. LA County. You would swear. I'll show you at the end. It's a grizzly bear. A California grizzly. They're brown. They're not black.
Yeah.
California, Southern California, we have a brown species. I don't know, but we have brown. They look like.
Yeah, there's some cinnamon ones that are out there.
These dudes got humps.
Yeah,
I'll show you the picture.
Yeah, if they get fat enough, they develop the muscle behind their.
Crazy. Well, the thing is, here's another thing. The anti-hunters don't realize that. You know who protects the game in California? The Fish and Game, Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Yep.
You know how they get funded?
We
hunting and fishing licenses. You take the hunting and fishing away.
Yeah.
They're gone. No one's going to protect the game. You can't pay them. Yeah. Or they're going to cut. Already we have like per acre, per square mile, we have less than any state in the except for Alaska.
Everything would look different. People would not be able to see what they're seeing out there today. 5 years down the line, they'd go to a spot that they enjoyed, and now they're taking their kids, and then now it's filled with buildings. Sure. It's like, but because of the money that we spend, and we know the impact of what we're doing, they can enjoy that for hopefully, fingers crossed, generations to come. And I think, I honestly think that we as California, like our population of hunters and fishermen it continues to grow. And with organizations like the CWA, along with others, we're going to start to see and continue to see a lot of good things when it comes to just overall habitat, as you mentioned, right? Because that's one of the biggest things that could affect or does affect what we love to do. Habitat continues to grow, or habitat that's there continue to be maintained. And then wild game, whether it's ducks, whether it's upland, whether it's like big game, deer, elk, bear, all that stuff just continue to increase. And we see populations start to grow from where they're at right now. Okay, so Rick, it's been a pleasure to talk to you and have you in studio. And Langosta, I can tell you what, man, coming up in just a couple of weeks, the OC banquet for the California Waterfowl Association that's taking place at the Miles Square Golf Course in Fountain Valley. This is going to be your first time. This is going to be my 3rd year in a row. You are going to enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited. The event on May 16th. And Rick, if people want to buy tickets the day of, can they show up and buy tickets?
Yes, they can. But I can tell you that one year, a lot of people showed up and we ran out of food. So that's why we need to know in advance.
Okay, so you're recommending people...
buy in advance. Go online, call me, write a check, whatever, however you want to do it. We try not to, we haven't, that's the problem. We don't turn people away.
Yeah. So they can email you at calwaterfowl.org. Got it.
Or my phone number, whatever. So I order my food a week in advance.
Make sure if you guys want to go, set up a RSVP with Rick, and don't miss out, man. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, so we are talking about the Orange County Banquet as a part of the California Waterfowl Association. Special guest here tonight, Rick Vega, who's been leading the event for the past 10 years and more, and is about to have another great event. The Redondo Rod and Gun Club, Rifles, Rods, and Broads will be there May 16th at the Miles Square Golf Course for the OC Banquet with the California Waterfowl Association. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to Rifles, Rods, and Broads. You're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever your social media takes you. And we'll be back again checking in on you. Mahalo to all our subscribers. Aloha.
Bye, guys.